Hi, welcome to morning meeting. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2020. I have a few shout outs for you today. I have a shout out for Amira for completing her happy numbers assessment. She is now able to do the activities in happy numbers, so nice job, Amira. I have some reading conference shout outs too. Shout out to Hannah, Endra, Ileani, and Camille, who all did a really nice job with their reading conference yesterday. They were able to read some really tricky words and answer some really tricky questions. So nice job on that. Remember, I love to shout you out, so please keep the brain work coming so I can go ahead and shout you out at the beginning of every day. So let's see what you're doing for your sight word challenge today. So your sight word challenge today is that you're going to be handling a quiz, but you're not the one taking the quiz, you're the one giving the quiz. So today you get to be the teacher. So ask a family member to get a piece of paper, a pencil, or a pen, and be ready for your quiz. So you're going to read your sight words to them, and they're going to spell them, okay? So you're going to read all 10 sight words, and they have to spell them. When they're done, they're going to give you their paper, and you get to correct their work. You're going to give them a check mark if they spelled the word correctly. You're going to circle any words they did not spell correctly. So go ahead and put this video on pause and go give that sight word quiz. Hi, welcome back. How did that person do? Did they spell all their sight words correctly, or were there some words that they misspelled? If they did misspell some words, maybe they need to study a little bit harder. Okay, let's see what we're doing next. The next assignment is for writing. So today in writing, you're going to think about something that you're really good at, okay? Once you have that thought, how did you become really good at it? What are the steps that you took to be really good at that thing, okay? You're going to put this video on pause. Think about something that you're really good at and tell me what you did that made you really good at it, that made you such an expert. Go ahead and put this video on pause and go tell me all about the thing that you're really good at. Hi, welcome back. I cannot wait to see what you're really good at, because maybe you'll get me excited and I'll try to see if I can be an expert in that thing too. Okay. Moving on to humanities. So today in humanities, you're going to log on to Epic and you're going to listen to a book about holes in the ground and things that might be inside the holes in the ground that you see, okay? Now there's no quiz at the end of this book, but you can make your own hole in the ground. So you can draw your own hole in the ground and whatever you think is inside the hole in the ground. So you're gonna put this video on pause. You're going to log on to Epic, listen to the book about holes in the ground and things that might be inside it, and then draw your own hole in the ground and what might be inside there. So put this video on pause and go do that. Hi, glad you're back. Ooh, I can't wait to find out what you might put in the hole that you drew, okay? So I'll be excited to see. Okay, next assignment is for art. So today in art, you are going to be dealing with shapes. Now we did a lot of work on shapes when we were in school and in math class. So here we go with our shapes. First shape, circle, yes. Second shape, triangle, yes. Third shape, rectangle, yes. Fourth shape, another rectangle, but this is a special rectangle. Why is it special? Yes, because it has 4 equal sides. Remember the name of this special rectangle? Yeah, this is a square. Nice job remembering your shapes. So today in art, you're going to think of 2 shapes that you really like, your favorite shapes, okay? So when I think of the 2 shapes that I really like, my favorite shapes, these are my 2 favorite shapes, okay? I love rectangles. The reason why I love rectangles is because there's 2 long sides and 2 short sides, okay? Ooh, I also really love triangles, and the reason why I love triangles is because they have 1, 2, 3 sides, and 3 is my favorite number. So that's why I like these 2 shapes. So these are the two shapes I'm going to use for this activity. Now I have to make a pattern using these two shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and make my pattern. A pattern is something that keeps repeating. So let me see if I can make a pattern with my two shapes. So this is the pattern, stay. This is the pattern that I made. Triangle, triangle, rectangle, triangle, triangle, rectangle. If my pattern kept going, what would be next? Yes, triangle, triangle. Good job. Now what I need to do is add sound, okay? So what I'm going to do is think of two sounds because I have two shapes. So I think one of my sounds is going to be a clap. And my other sound is going to be a snap, okay? So that means I need to follow that. Every time I see a triangle, I need to clap. Every time I see a rectangle, I need to snap. So I have triangle, triangle, rectangle, triangle, triangle, rectangle. So let me see if I can figure this out. Triangle, triangle, rectangle. Triangle, triangle, rectangle. Ooh, that sounds like a really good beat. Okay, now it's your turn to do this. Okay, so you need paper to do this. I did this on a whiteboard, and if you have a whiteboard, you can do that too. You just need to save this. Do not erase it, and I'll tell you why when you come back. Hi, welcome back. So the reason why I didn't want you erasing this is because you're going to use this same pattern tomorrow for another activity. So again, if you use the whiteboard, then put it somewhere safe. If you use paper, still put it somewhere safe, okay? So make sure that you have this pattern for tomorrow's activity. Okay, moving on to math. Okay, so today in math, you're going to be doing what you've been doing all week long, okay? Warming your brain and then logging on to happy numbers, So you're warming your brain by counting to 100. Okay, now you might say, why do we keep counting to 100? Well, because by the end of kindergarten, you have to learn to count to 100, and you have to be really good experts at counting to 100. That's why we give you so much practice. Some of you already know how to count to 100, and that's really great. You should continue to practice to not forget your numbers. Some of you, some numbers are still tricky. The only way you can help them not be tricky is if you keep practicing. So today you're going to calmly count to 100. You're going to find a spot in your house that's nice and calm. You're going to sit down, you're going to relax and count very calmly all the way to 100. When your brain is relaxed and warm, then you can log on to happy numbers and either take the assessment. That's very important because we have a lot of friends who have not taken the assessment yet, and you really need to do that. So please make sure that you take the assessment. If you've already taken the assessment, then just keep working on your activities. That's going to get you ready for first grade, right? Because it's first grade math we're trying to work you towards. So go ahead and put this video on pause. Go warm up that math brain and then log on to happy numbers and either take your assessment or do your activity. I'll be here when you get back. Hi, welcome back. We are now in Expedition. So today in Expedition, you are going to click on the video that you've been watching all week long, but this time you're listening for a different habitat. You're listening for a polar bear's habitat. You're listening for the temperature and what it looks like in a polar bear's habitat. Now, temperature is what it feels like outside, okay? So temperature could be warm, hot, or cold, okay? And are you inside the video to try to figure that out? No, but there's certain clues that tell you what it feels like outside, right? So if you see someone outside going like this, then you know that it's really hot outside. If you see someone outside that's just sitting nice and calmly, then it might be warm outside because warm is not too hot, not too cold, just right. Okay? If you see someone outside going like this, then you know that it's cold outside. Okay? So go ahead and put this video on pause. Go watch the expedition video and think about a polar bear's habitat, what the temperature is like and what it looks like. You can either draw a picture or you can tell someone in your family. Go ahead and put the video on pause. I will be back when you're back. Hi, welcome back. I told you I would be back. Okay, we are moving on to PE. And today in PE, you are going to measure how fast you are. So you're going to time actually how fast you are. So you can do this two ways. You can either do this outside or inside. The person who's in charge of you will decide that, okay? So if you're doing this outside, you're going to get a rock or a toy that you might play with outside and put it somewhere. And then you're going to walk back. And you're going to ask the person who's in charge of you to time you or to count while you run to that item that you put on the ground, okay? And then they'll tell you how fast you are. They'll tell you your time. If you cannot go outside, because maybe it might be too cold, or the person who's in charge of you says, you can't really go outside today, then you need to listen, okay? But can you run inside your house? No. But you can still do the activity. You can still put down an object. You can still back up. And you can walk really fast and have the adult who's in charge of you or the person who is taking care of you for the day time you and see how fast you got to where you were supposed to be. Okay, so go ahead and put this video on pause and go do that. And I'll be here when you get back. How did you do? I would love to hear your time. So maybe you can send me a picture of your time, or you can even have someone maybe videotape you running and I can see your time. Okay, so now we're at the closing circle part of our day. Once again, that means that we've done everything we were supposed to do and we are done with our learning for today. A couple of things before I let you go. Number one, we have reading conferences tomorrow. That's super important, so make sure that you are listening to a book or reading a book that we can talk about when I call you. Number two, you have that sight word quiz tomorrow. So there's 10 sight words. You don't know which 5 I'm going to choose, so study them all. As always, I love talking to you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.